Thank
Awesome.
you so much.
Yes. And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of Chainlink Hackathon. Today, we are joined by Simon Thomas from Exaion, and he will be talking about running nodes on an eco-friendly infrastructure. Simon, over to you, and please take it away. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Simon. I'm in charge of the blockchain department at Exaion. And I will first introduce to you what is Exaion, what do we do, and then guide you through our dashboard for you to be able to run nodes on an eco-friendly infrastructure. So what I like to start with is to go back to fundamentals on what is a blockchain in the hardware way. Because everybody talks about blockchain, people talk about clouds, but I really like to recall to people that using the cloud is using someone else's computer. And that a blockchain is a network of computers who are communicating to each other without the ability for them to behave to behave wrong. So finally, in the end, we feel that blockchains are going to be a global backend, a worldwide backend with big companies, data centers running different layers of nodes, and all those nodes are going to communicate to each other, either because they are within the same ecosystem, either thanks to cross-chain solutions like Chainlink CCIP, and there are different layers. So an archive node to have all the data history or the blockchain history, the validator node to be sure that the consensus is right and that the blockchain behaves honestly, the rollup node to be able to scale, and on top of that, the smart contract to execute the dApps. So there are different use cases for blockchain developers who participate in hackathon like you. So finance, supply chain, real estate, energy, of course, luxury and gaming. So more and more use cases are coming into maturity. So I think the most mature is finance, of course, but with the real world assets tokenization, there are more and more use cases coming into maturity. We work closely, for instance, Exaion with Société Générale. They tokenize bonds, so tokenization of real world assets since 2020. So we are really keen on helping companies, helping developers team to run blockchain in an eco-friendly way, because we realized that it is blockchain suffers from the ecological arguments, because people are saying that it's not ecological, etc. So we want to onboard companies and Web2 companies into Web3 thanks to our eco-friendly infrastructure. So how to access blockchain? It's via a copy of the database. This database is called a node, and nodes are heavier and heavier. So now an archive node, so a node that has all the data of Ethereum, depending on the clients, but can wait up to 17 terabytes. So 17 terabytes is not something you have at your home. It's something that needs to be in a professional facility like a data center. So now let's give a few words about EDF. Why is EDF a legitimate player in this technology? So EDF is a very big European French group. We are a public company, a public group, 200,000 employees, 130 billion euros of turnover. and we are committed to carbon neutrality. We are the biggest European energy producer. We own and manage 56 nuclear power plants, and with those to manage these nuclear power plants, to manage hydroelectricity power plants, EDF buys regularly a lot of supercomputers with a tremendous computing power. And they buy top supercomputers, and after 3 years, they decommission them. So because they need to renew their supercomputers given their needs of nuclear and hydroelectricity. And that's where Exaion comes. So Exaion is the subsidiary of the EDF group. We aim to decarbonize data and to decarbonize blockchain like EDF decarbonize energy. So what we do is that we refurbish those supercomputers and we turn them into IT infrastructure. So we are located, so we are today 60 people in Europe and in North America. So we have our main company is in Europe, in France, and we have also one agency in Canada and 2 data centers in France, 2 data centers in Canada. So our 2 data centers are hosted in Normandy. We have a high availability and a tier 4 approach for both supercomputers, for both data centers. And we provide different kinds of services. Exaion Node. Exaion Node is a blockchain as a service platform. So I will introduce you the Node as a service platform. We are also working a lot with animation studio, metaverse studio, gaming studios with GPU farms, CPU farms, and AI workstations for them to run 3D simulations directly on our data center, and high performance computation as a service also for financial simulation and for artificial intelligence. So I will now give you a taste of our blockchain infrastructure. Okay, so the blockchain infrastructure is node.exaion.com. It's Exaion Node, and so you come in, you sign in, and it's really a Node as a service platform giving you the ability to access different protocols, public protocols, and to interact with them either on a RPC basis, either you can have also archive data. So you have on your dashboard the number of projects you have, the number of requests you made in the last 24 hours, and the daily requests that you made. And if you go to the project tab, you have here the number of requests you made over the last 24 hours. Here the total requests, number of projects, number of requests per second on average. And well, I only did some requests today, but you have all the history of your of the number of requests depending on the project that you have. And so this is, for example, one project. Let's take this one. So there are the request histories and total number of requests, 400, 500 requests that you made, the type of methods that you used. So I used an indexing API and I made, well, net version requests. Here you have all the type of requests that you made over the last week, and you have some, well, sample for API requests for you to be able to test your the node location. So to create a project, it's very, very intuitive. You click on the request button, You choose your protocol. So we have now Avalanche, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Energy Web, Polkadot, and Polygon, and Tezos available. And let's choose a project on Sepolia. So Blockmagic is my project. I can use either a secret, so a password for people to use my node, either a GWT token, so another form of security, or whitelist some IP addresses for them to access the endpoint. Then I create my projects. Here it is, Blockmagic, and I click on it, so I have no data because I didn't use yet the project, but here I am. I can take the sample RPC API. I take my terminal. Okay, let me put it here. Okay, where is my terminal? Here. Okay, and I have the results. So the ID and the result of and the ID of the chain. And then I will see one request. So it takes up to 2 minutes for the number of requests to be actualized, and I will see one request in 1 or 2 minutes here. So that's it for the node.exaion.com platform. Now I will go with you through the account creation. So I'm going to log out and I'm going to register as a new user. So my first name is Simon, last name is Thomas. So my email address, I created an email address for the event. Okay, so I have Blackmagic hackaton at protonmail.com. My username is Blackmagic. Password is okay. And I am located in France, and I am an individual, or I can be a corporation just with the company name. Hackathon. Okay, I register. Must contain one special character. Okay. Okay, friends, let's record as an individual. I accept the terms of service. Okay, so I need to verify my email. So I go to my email, wait for the email to be okay. I have the email, click to verification, and it sends me directly here into my dashboards, and I have the free account. So for the length of the hackathon, you are going to have access to our Elevate plan. So it's up to 1,200,000 requests per day, either for full nodes. So, well, if you're on Ethereum, it's the last 128 blocks, but you will also have access to our archive data and our index data with a number of projects that is unlimited. And for 2 months, so until the end of the hackathon. So to upgrade it, you are going to select the Elevate plan, and on the coupon, you will put this coupon. So it will be sent to you. You can either note it, or it will be sent over after the event, and I will put it in the chat. And then I order it. Well, I have to apply it, okay, and so I order it. So you don't need to add a payment if you apply it first, and then you see you have the plan. You can create either projects. Let's put a project on Polygon mainnet hackathon. I create it, and then I have the Elevate plan that is running, and I have the access of my Polygon node, and I can create I can use this RPC address to access all my data. This is it. I don't know if you have any questions.
Simon, I have a question. So I've just added a link to Exaion, and so if you could walk through. So you've just showed how to sign up, and at which points do we get access to the Elevate account, and how to achieve that?
So to have access to the Elevate account, you need to, well, I will put in the chat, or can you put in the chat the coupon like I sent? So you have to, well, I can go back to standard mode, but here on the coupon section, you need to paste this code and to apply. And so it will go from 32. Well, I will go back, and it will go from 166 euros to 0. Just needs to actualize. So just needs 1 minute to actualize, and then it will go down to 0. Like you see here, it's 32.5 euros per month. You apply the discount, and with the coupon, it goes to 0 for the whole duration of the hackathon. Something I didn't tell is that we have an indexing tool also. So it's available now for Sepolia. So if you click on the documentation link, you will have well, informations about like Ethereum, how to, and also indexing APIs. So if you want to collect data easily, you have custom APIs to help you on this. So if you want to get the native coin holders list, you have access to it. You can have this. You can have access to all those methods that are very easy for you to collect data, and it will help you to save a lot of time if you want to interact, to have, for example, for a token, to have the token list, the information of a token, the transfer of a token, etc.
Folks, please take this opportunity to ask Simon any questions you might have. Operating nodes and dealing with nodes is not an easy undertaking. And for those of you who are new to the blockchain space, this is a great opportunity to learn more about this side of the ecosystem. So please don't be shy and ask questions. There are no such thing as silly questions. So please do that.
Yeah, Raphael, the upgraded plan is valid for 2 months when you start your when you apply your coupon. So for the whole length of the hackathon.
Fantastic. Maybe someone else will come up with questions. But in the meantime, Simon, I wanted to ask you what brought you to the ecosystem.
Excuse me?
In the meantime, while people come up with more
Mhm.
questions, I wanted to ask you what brought you to the ecosystem and specifically node infrastructure.
Um, well, I'm a big fan of a blockchain, and well, it all started with Bitcoin and what it brings to the world, and like fixing the money. And so I think pretty naturally, I then digged into Ethereum and the concept of a world computer. And well, I'm from the engineering, but I'm really interested in finance, and I really saw what it brought to the world. And then I was working in consulting, so I decided to come and to shift and to work in consulting for crypto. And I think what interested me the most was infrastructure, and working in infrastructure is really something interesting because you are building the roads for the next digital world. Um, Let me explain myself. I think that a DApp, a DeFi protocol, a NFT concept is like a car, you know. So they just try to seduce the public. They try uh, to prove their utility, and the infrastructure are the roads, you see. And we need to build the roads because if there are no roads, the cars they can drive on it or they're not efficient. And that's like all the roads we've been to, from Ethereum being decentralized but not solving the blockchain trilemma, um, to be super expensive when there are a lot of users, to the layer 2 and now to the layer 3, the app chains. And we have a new problem. It's communication between app chains, etc. It's really fantastic. And well, everybody uses the road. You have one car of a brand depending on what you like, or of a different brand, but everybody uses the road and everybody uses the same roads. So working in infrastructure is really something helpful because you are building something that will last. Whatever happens, people will use a road. So that's why I went, and I really like to work in infrastructure because, well, I don't like to take risks and I want to do something that matters. So working with nodes and with infrastructure is a sure bet because if crypto wins, you know that your work will be valued. So that's the
That's
story.
philosophical. Thank you so much. And it's a beautiful metaphor. Just like I thought, we have more questions. So Pratyush is asking what services can he get on Exaion?
So you can get, well, maybe let me be on the other one. So you have access to RPC nodes, you have access to archive nodes, and you have access to an indexing tool for Ethereum. So we index the data, and you have, well, custom APIs or you have access with custom APIs to data indexed, so you have less latency on some some methods and requests. Is it clear? Yeah, Pratyush?
I think it's more than clear. If Pratyush has more questions, he can ask. And Raphael is asking, do you have some documentation to set up a node for an Avalanche subnet?
So we have a documentation to access Avalanche node. So it's full nodes. So it's like really easy to have like for the Avalanche mainnet with the hackathon 2 name. So it's an access to a shared Avalanche node, and like same you have for the C chain, you have sample for the requests either through RPC or WebSocket. We don't offer yet the ability to set up an Avalanche subnet. It will come soon, but it won't be here for the hackathon.
Thank you very much. And Jack is asking about how many mainnet networks do you support at the moment?
So we support, well, let me check. I will list it with you. So we support Avalanche for mainnet, Bitcoin for mainnet, Ethereum. And so we also support, well, two testnets, Sepolia and Holsky, Energy Web, Polkadot, Polygon POS, and Tezos.
Fantastic. Thank you. Do you guys have any more questions to Simon? Maybe something related to the projects that you're building. Make the full use of Simon being here for us.
That seems very clear.
That seems very clear. Yes. Thank you so much, Simon, for joining today. That was very useful. And I'm sure if anyone has more questions, they will be able to reach out to you on Discord or Twitter. How would you like to be people to connect with you?
Yeah, sure. So I can. Well, do I send it to you? I can send you
You,
my Twitter and Telegram handle.
yes, please. Just in the main chat is fine.
Okay. And so so that's Twitter, and Telegram is
Excellent. Thank you so much, Simon, for joining. That was very useful. And thank you very much for tuning in, you guys. And good luck with your building, continuous building. And tomorrow on Friday, I would like to remind you about the sessions that we're having for you. So at 10 in the morning Eastern Time, we will have building a Web3 game session with CryptoMom. At 11 o'clock Eastern Time, we will have the second part of the product design workshop with Anna Zavranska. And at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we will talk about building the Optimism stack with Winnie from Optimism. So happy building, and we shall see you tomorrow. And again, Simon, thank you so much for joining.
well. Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here. Happy building. Try to find some sleep, but build well, and I can't wait to see what will be the results of this hackathon.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and happy building.